Hello everyone and welcome back to the Cleveland Browns franchise. It's week 4 and the Brownies are on the road in East Rutherford, New Jersey to take on the New York Giants. New York has undergone a lot of changes over the past couple of seasons with the loss of their star quarterback in Eli Manning to the Jets. Still a part of this receiving corps is Odell Beckham Jr., someone solid to build around, but he'll have to do a lot to carry this offense. Their defense is ranked last in the league and are really going to have to play lights out to hang in with the offense of the Browns. The Giants would like to win their first game of the season today, but it seems like a tall order. The G-men have the ball first today, and from the 22-yard line, they're starting Logan Thomas at quarterback, the fourth-year man out of Virginia Tech, and it's incomplete. 2nd and 10 now. He gives to Shane Vereen up the middle for a 5-yard gain to the 27-yard line. Now Thomas throws to the sideline. Shane Vereen, he's out of bounds and didn't even get close. So it's Brown football. 1st and 10. Stafford goes back to pass, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Barnage, but he got hit by Jason Pierre-Paul. Passing again, complete to DeAndre Hopkins at the 48-yard line. 1st down, Browns. Stafford passes once again and through the hands of Brashad Perriman. Now on 3rd and 10, Stafford fakes the handoff, throws for Josh Gordon across the middle and incomplete, knocked away by Kevin King. That'll bring on Andy Lee to try to pin the Giants deep, and it's out of bounds just outside the 9-yard line. Thomas is in the shotgun, throws, intercepted by Tashawn Gibson, and he's inside the 10-yard line. Gibson saw that pass coming and just steps up and into the path and intercepts it down to the 9-yard line. Stafford with the baby powder twins in the backfield gives off to Johnson, and he has clear sailing all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Look at that hole, perfectly blocked, and Duke Johnson busts into the end zone for the first score of the day. On 1st and 10, Shane Vereen is caught in the backfield by Brandon Spikes. 2nd and 13, Vereen goes up the middle and gets 5 yards on the carry. 3rd and 8, Thomas back to pass, and he goes long and incomplete. He overshoots Reuben Randall, and that gives the ball back to the Browns. Stafford hands off to Johnson, and he is squashed by Devon Kennard. That brings up 2nd and 13. Stafford throws to Hosley. J-Ron Hosley playing both ways. 1st down, Browns. Duke goes up the middle for a nice 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5. Stafford hands off. No, he fakes it and hits Josh Gordon with a one-handed catch at the 20-yard line. My goodness, what a catch that was. Now on 2nd and 5, Stafford hands off to Johnson, and he is inside the 15 and tackled by Prince Amukamara. 3rd and 2 now. Stafford gives the turban up the middle. 1st down. 1st and goal inside the 10-yard line. At the 7, Stafford back to pass. Turban complete inside the 1-yard line. Now with Duke at the top of the eye, and he's in for the score. Touchdown, Cleveland. There seemed to be little resistance on that one. Duke Johnson standing up, going into the end zone. That gives the Browns a 14-point lead. And with Thomas in the shotgun, goes back to pass, and it's complete to Dwayne Harrison, out of bounds at the 46. 1st and 10. Thomas goes back to pass, and it's complete to Hakeem Nicks, out of bounds at the 40 of the Browns for another 1st down. Now on 2nd and 5, Paul Kruger gets home and sacks Thomas in the backfield, blitzing off his linebacker position and tackling him at the 39. That brings us to the end of one. Your score 14-0, Cleveland. It's 3rd and 10 now. Thomas goes back to pass and has a good time and hits Odell Beckham Jr. just shy of the sticks. That brings out Josh Brown to put a 47-yarder in the air, and it's through and good. That gives the ball back to the Browns. At the 17-yard line, Stafford goes back to pass. Look out. Oh, he's sacked. Big Kerry Wynn got him at the 9-yard line. 2nd and 17. Stafford is sacked again. This time by Jonathan Hankins at the 5. Stafford all alone in the backfield at the goal line. And he throws complete to Brashad Perriman. 20, 10, touchdown Browns. I can't believe what I just saw. A 95-yard touchdown pass. Perriman showing off his speed, outrunning Amukamara and Collins, and into the end zone for another Browns touchdown. 21-3 now. Thomas back to pass and complete at the sideline to Larry Donnell. 3rd down conversion coming up. Thomas gives to Shane Vereen, and he has the 1st down over the 40. Let's go to the sideline for Eurocat Baby.
The Giants seem a little disappointed after that touchdown by the Browns. They thought they had the Browns on the ropes and got burned with a long toss and catch. New York is feverishly on the sideline looking at game footage to see where they might make a difference in the coverage. On the other hand, it's all smiles on the Browns sideline, and this game is fast getting out of control.
Thank you for that report, and I agree. The Giants defense had to be a little deflated after that one. Now on 3rd and 9 from the 43.5, Thomas goes back to pass and is sacked. Jaron Hosley comes on a blitz, and there is nobody to stop him. And the Browns have the ball again. Stafford goes back to pass, and it's complete to Gary Barnage for a 9-yard pickup. 3rd and 1. Stafford pitches back to Johnson, and he has the 1st down across the 30-yard line. From the 35, the Giants are showing blitz. The give is to Johnson, and he bounces it outside to the 40-yard line. 3rd and 5. Stafford goes back to pass over the middle and well off the mark, intended for Josh Gordon. Gives the ball back to the Giants. And from the 20-yard line, Thomas throws to Dwayne Harris, and it's incomplete. Holding on the play, called on center Weston Richburg, and that'll back him up another 10. 1st and 20, and the fans don't like that call one bit. Now on 2nd and 20 with an empty backfield, Thomas goes back to pass, and it's intercepted by Carlos Dansby, and it's a pick 6 all the way to the end zone. It almost looked like he was back there playing center field, and after the interception, he goes for the touchdown, being jumped after by McDermott and Randall. On the following kickoff, Jalen Myrick almost breaks it out past the 30-yard line. Another speedy cornerback I thought about drafting, but didn't. Thomas completes it over the middle to Hakeem Nicks. And Thomas is hurt, holding his chest on this play. That brings in Carson Wentz, and it's complete to OBJ for the 1st down. And that brings us to the 2-minute warning with your score 28-3, Cleveland on top. Now 1st and 10. Thomas in the backfield throws, and it's intercepted by Joe Hayden. That was intended for OBJ, but Joe Hayden just jumped right in front of that pass and picked it off. And now it's Browns ball again. From their own 46-yard line, Stafford pitches it back to Duke, and he's to the 50. 3rd down conversion coming up. Stafford going back to pass, and it's incomplete. He sailed it completely over the top of Bashad Perriman. That gives the ball back to the Giants, and Shane Vereen has a nice gain around the right side to the 20-yard line. 2nd and 5 now. Thomas takes a short drop and is dropped in the backfield. Carlos Dansby getting in on the stop. On 3rd and 10, they give us to Shane Vereen, and he has huge yardage out to the 40-yard line. And a Giant 1st down. Thomas goes back to pass and completes it to Ladarius Green. Now in the hurry-up offense. In the I, Thomas back to pass and goes long and incomplete, broken up by Joe Hayden. 2nd and 10. Thomas back to pass again and completes it to Hakeem Nicks to the 46-yard line of the Browns. Thomas back to pass again and completes it to Shane Vereen across the 40-yard line for yet another 1st down. And they're in the hurry up again, and time runs out. That brings us to the end of the 2nd quarter with your score 28-3. Cleveland with a comfortable lead in this one. It would seem that the Giants are moving the football and even getting more 1st downs than Cleveland, but they're falling way short taking care of the football. 3 interceptions have led to a big 1st half for the Brownies. Can the Giants put something together to make a comeback in the 2nd half? Welcome back to MetLife Stadium for 2nd half coverage of our matchup between the New York Giants and the Cleveland Browns. The Browns have had a big 1st half. Can they continue the pace? Before we head to the field to find out, let's go to Eurocat Baby for a coach report.
First, Coach McAdoo told me that the line on both sides of the ball are not winning. He said that they are going to try some double teaming to try and slow down the rush, and the defense has to be able to put a little more pressure on Matt Stafford. Coach Bettini said that while he is very satisfied with the passing game, he would like to see the Browns be a little more successful in the running game. He smiled when he told me that he's happy with what the defense is doing, but they have to keep up the intensity if they're going to win the game.
Thank you for that report. And I think that if I was Coach Bettini, I'd be happy with the defense's performance as well. Keeping focused on their game plan is going to be a must, that's for sure. The Browns have the ball first, and from the 25-yard line, Stafford goes back to pass, and it's complete to DeAndre Hopkins, and he's got room up to the 48-yard line. Mark him at the 47. Stafford, the pitch is to Johnson, and he's taken down in the backfield by Leonard Floyd. 2nd and 12. The give, no, it's a fake, and it's complete to Barnage across midfield. 3rd down and 3 yards to go, and Johnson's caught in the backfield by Cullen Jenkins. That brings on Andy Lee to try and pin them deep, and there's a penalty running into the kicker. Kevin King is just a little bit too aggressive, and it's 1st down Browns. Stafford rolls to his right and throws it to DeAndre Hopkins out of bounds at the 23-yard line. 1st and 10. Stafford goes back to pass again, and it's complete to DeAndre Hopkins again. just outside the 10. Stafford back to pass again. Perriman, touchdown, Browns. Working against DRC, Brashad Perriman just runs a nice little hook route, and into the end zone he goes for his second touchdown of the day. On the following kickoff, Myrick, what was he thinking? He got hit so hard by Bernard Pollard at the 10-yard line. And then Barkevius Mingo with the sack at the 6-yard line. Thomas now back to pass and completes it short to Vereen, and he's about 4 yards short of the sticks, so they'll have to punt. Stafford goes back to pass on 1st and 10, and he's sacked by Jason Pierre-Paul. And he's down and he's hurt, holding his elbow as he walks off the field. That brings on Geno Smith, 3rd and 16. He's loading up, and he just gets it away. A heads-up play by Josh Gordon to get the first down. Now the give is to Robert Turbin, and he's breaking free. He's to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Cleveland. Taking a look at that replay, he reversed his field right in the middle of the pack and then was free all the way to the end zone. And that brings your score up to 42-3. This has just turned into a big-time blowout. Vereen goes up the middle for an 8-yard gain. 3rd and 2 now. Thomas gives off. It's a fake, and he is sacked. It's a fumble. Kruger takes it and is inside the 5-yard line. Watch how the ball is knocked loose, and Paul Kruger for a second there thinks that he just got a sack, and then picks up his own forced fumble and inside the 5-yard line. Down to the 4, 1st and goal. Johnson heads right and is stopped at the 3. Oh my, 3rd and goal. And he's stopped in the backfield. That brings on Kaimi Fairbairn for a 23-yard chip shot, and it's up and good. That brings it to 45-3. The Browns have it once again after a giant 3-and-out. Smith throws complete to Hawkins over the 35 for a first down. And that brings us to the end of 3, 45-3. Now on 1st and 10 from their own 38. Smith hands off to Robert Turbin, and he's stuffed in the backfield. Kerry Wynn making the stop. Smith goes back to pass again. It's complete over the middle to Duke Johnson. 3rd and 3. Smith goes back to pass, rolls out, and John Beeson breaks that up. So it's 4th down, and that brings on Andy Lee to try to pin the Giants deep, and he does it inside the 5 at the 3.5-yard line. With his backs in the end zone, he gives to Vereen, and he has a nice 7-yard gain up the middle. 3rd and 3. Thomas goes back to pass and is sacked by Christian Kirksey. Now the Browns have it. 2nd and 6. Smith goes back to pass, rolls out, and it's complete to Travis Benjamin inside the 35. They'll mark right there at the 35. Mostert takes it inside the 30-yard line. 3rd and 5. Smith goes back to pass, and it's broken up by Prince Amukamara. That brings on Kaimi Fairbairn for a 47-yard field goal, and it's up and just inside the left upright. 48-3 now. The Giants have it at the 21-yard line. Thomas throws over the middle, complete to Nix, and Johnson Batamosi appears to have injured his chest. So we'll have to find out how serious that is. 2nd and 1. Thomas throws to the sideline to OBJ, and it's complete. Out the 43. Thomas goes long and complete to Ladarius Green at the 32. Now the Browns showing blitz, and Thomas is sacked again by Christian Kirksey. Thomas in the shotgun, goes back to pass and is incomplete. Intended for Hakeem Nicks, and Logan Thomas is down, limping off the field. Carson Wentz comes back on, and he goes back to pass, and it's complete to Shane Vereen inside the 30-yard line. Not enough for the first down, so it goes back to the Browns. Smith, complete to Perriman for the 40-yard line. Now out of the full house set, Smith goes back to pass, and it's complete to Andrew Hawkins down to the 40-yard line of the Giants. And defensive pass interference against DRC, but Hawkins caught it anyway. Now Mostert runs left, running into a tribe of Giants, but getting 8 yards for his efforts. 2nd and 2. He finishes off the first down. And that brings us to the 2-minute warning with your score 48-3. Cleveland. Now on 2nd and 8. Smith goes back to pass and hits Johnson out of the backfield, and Malcolm Johnson gets a first down to the 20-yard line. And from there, it's just a matter of a couple of kneel downs and the ball game is over. 48-3, Cleveland wins this one. It's awfully nice to see that the Browns didn't look past this game. It would have been a shame to have a repeat of the Washington game last season. The offense did their job, and nicely, I might add, not having a single turnover in this game, and it was nice to see the Browns have a real good punting game as well. But the defense, this was a shutdown game for sure. The second half was even better than the first. 65 yards of offense, with only 17 of those as rushing yards, and 2 first downs, 7 sacks, and 4 turnovers in the game, giving the defense a good workout. To say nothing of the fact that the second string was in for almost the entire fourth quarter. Individually, Matt Stafford had a solid day. I would like to see a little better completion percentage, but who can argue with a passer rating of 137.3? We have a real battle between Robert Turbin and Duke Johnson for the starting halfback position. Tell me in the comments who you'd put in as the starter. I like Raheem Mostert, but he just doesn't seem to have power that the other two have. Brashad Perriman is definitely finding a home here in Cleveland. 3 receptions for 117 yards and 2 touchdowns. Nice indeed. With receivers to throw to like Hopkins, Perriman, Gordon, and the tandem of Barnage and Doyle at tight end, how can Matt Stafford go wrong? What a day for the defense. Everyone seemed to get in on the action with 7 sacks, 3 interceptions, and a fumble recovery almost returned for a touchdown. A lot of good things to take away from this game. And to put the icing on the cake, Carlos Dansby is your Defensive Player of the Week with 2 tackles, a sack, and an interception taken to the house. Up next for the Browns, they will be hosting the Indianapolis Colts as division play begins. The Colts are coming off a 26-10 win over the visiting Broncos and would like to add to the win column in Cleveland. Indy has the number 6 scoring defense in the league, but the only problem is Cleveland has the number 1 scoring defense. The Colts are number 1 in turnover difference, and they're going to need that ability going up against the number 1 scoring offense in the NFL. Keep in mind that if you enjoyed this video, leave a like so that others can enjoy it as well. And if you would like to be notified when there is a new one, subscribe by clicking on my icon at the end of the video. It's been our pleasure to bring you coverage of the New York Giants playing host to the Cleveland Browns. And be with us in our next episode when the Browns take on Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts in First Energy Stadium. Until then, for Eurocat Baby, I'm Husker Eurocat saying so long for now, and have a good day, everyone.